It's the falling in love.
He's going to mix it, dancing around, edging to the right, inside the 5, high stepping into the end zone.
Hello and welcome to the reaction fight. The Bengals held on for a big time victory over the number one team in the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills. Now, a lot of guys stepped up, played great, but my first reaction was that Vontaze Burfict is an amazing athlete. Whether it's in the passing game, whether it's in the rushing game, the man makes huge plays, gets tackles for loss, breaks up passes. It's been very hard for teams to score on the Cincinnati Bengals the past 2 weeks since Vontaze Burfict has come back. But before we make too much out of this game, Coach Alberto wants us to slow down.
Mi reacción al partido es relax.
You sold my dead bird to a blind kid? Lloyd, what do you... Petey didn't even have a head.
Harry, I took care of it.
Bengals derrotó a un rival al que tenía que vencer, sobre todo teniendo en cuenta que no tenían ni a Charles Clay ni les queda ningún wide receiver desde que traspasaron a Sammy Watkins, y sobre todo la derrota de Pittsburgh pues ayuda mucho a clarificar que Bengals todavía tiene muchas posibilidades de ser incluso campeón de división y entrar en los playoffs a pesar del desastroso inicio de campaña que tuvimos. Lo único que tampoco hay que echar las campanas al vuelo. Hemos vencido a Browns y a Bills. Nada de lo que alegrarse extraordinariamente. Así que veremos contra Pittsburgh, que será el partido clave.
Meanwhile, John is feeling a little guarded with his emotional commitment to the Bengals right now.
I refuse to get played again.
Don't ever play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Beating a Buffalo Bills team with no receivers, no offensive line, in a monsoon, while playing with a -3 turnover differential going into the 58th minute of the game is not enough to pull me back into the belief that this team is capable of anything more than last year. 2 and 3 teams historically only have a 22% chance of making the playoffs in the first place, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that just making the playoffs now isn't enough to cut it anymore, and I still don't think this team is rounded enough to do anything while there, despite the rest of the AFC looking like crap as well. Marvin Lewis is still here after all.
But Jordan, you think this game was a big step forward, right?
My reaction is relief. This is because last week I said that we're going to make the playoffs, and now not only are we going to make the playoffs, we're going to have home field advantage. And this is because the division is ours to win. The Steelers are an absolute mess. The Ravens aren't a threat, even though they somehow beat us. And the Browns are the Browns. And I do not think that we are giving ourselves enough credit for this win against the Bills. Listen, we had 3 awful turnovers. And this Bills team is 4-1. They beat the Falcons, a team that is just as good as they were last year and should have won the Super Bowl. And they beat a Carolina Panthers team who is absolutely steamrolling everybody they see right now. So this was a quality win against a quality team, and it is just the start of something that's going to be special.
And I'm not going to disagree with a man like Jordan, who is right about Carl Lawson, who's right about Joe Mixon. And he said we're going to go on this streak, and so far he's been right. Now, you know things are looking up when even Hoji feels good about the Bengals.
My reaction, Daddy-o, is optimism.
She's the kind of girl who's not too shy, and I can tell I'm her kind of guy, 'cause she stands close to me like I hoped she would. Oh yeah.
Look, 2 weeks ago, we all thought that the year is gone for the Bengals, but now suddenly our rival, the Steelers, the team we're going to play, after a bye week, they had a really sad, maybe call it a happy sad performance by Ben Ruthless Boogers. He had 5 interceptions that came after a very public and unfortunate spat with Antonio Brown. These guys out there, the Steelers look like a bunch of middle-aged guys playing after Thanksgiving dinner, and this is supposed to be the best offense in the NFL. Now, meanwhile, on the other side of the table, the Bengals, they play against one of the top 5 defenses in the league. And I'm talking about the Bills. And Dalton looks like a new man. What happened? I'm telling you, this Laser guy, he's the Dalton whisperer. Laser's able to soothe his little bunny rabbit-like heart and have him play to his full potential. And look, even I'll admit it, Big Red was actually pretty much, at his best. He looked good. He was tough. He was like coming back from like a twisted ankle or a bad hip or something. It was raining. The secondary he was up against, they love to intercept and score. And he had a few bad throws. But even interception, listen, it wasn't completely on him. And in the end, what matters is that Dalton led Cincinnati to victory. And he looked pretty sharp in the process, okay? He had a beautiful, long lob to A.J. Green. And that's a pass, Stadio, that he definitely would have missed before Laser took over. But here, it was well-timed, it was well-placed. And look, sure, he's counting on A.J. Green to outrun the secondary, but it worked. And Andy threw for 328 yards. That's the most since week 2 of last year. And it's a number he topped only twice in a year that I'm sure he remembers well, 2015. So something tells me we might be into something good here, Daniel.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, even the offensive line is slowly looking better. That's all we have for this episode. So good catch you next time, Sweetie Pies.